Hey, this is Gary at Videoguys.com, and we have a great show for you today. Today's show is all about this new puppy, the BirdDog PF120 NDI box camera. Some people call them a Z camera or a box camera. Basically what this means is this is a camera that uses a remote camera. You can remotely control the zoom. It's got a 20x optical zoom, 20x optical zoom, which is fantastic. You can put it in the back of the room if you wanted to zoom in. And basically this camera is a phenomenal camera. It's got NDI, it's got HDMI. We're going to talk about that a little bit more in the show. But what I'm really excited about is the price on this puppy, $12.95. So what do you get? You get a Sony sensor. You get a 20x optical zoom. You get 1080p 60, full NDI, HDMI, full color matrix, big tally light, power over Ethernet, audio I/O, and more. So we're going to dig more into the full features of this product right now. But before we do that, the guys at BirdDog, Dan and Eamon, did a really nice little video clip of the PF120, so we're going to roll that video for you.
My name's Eamon, and today we're really excited to announce our PF120 high bandwidth NDI box camera. Here it is. Shipping now, the PF120 delivers resolutions up to 1080p 60 and is perfect for live streaming, educational facilities, medical applications, boardrooms, live sports productions, live events, and just so much more. At the heart of the PF120 is a Sony Exmor-R sensor, which is teamed up with BirdDog's custom NDI silicon implementation, which gives unmatched picture quality. There is a full color matrix available, and yes, Toby, there's also Kelvin control in there too. In the PF120 we have a super high quality 20x zoom lens. We've incorporated a 49mm thread on the front. There is also a large tally light on the front that just works when connected to any NDI production system. Moving around to the back of the PF120, we have a high bandwidth NDI connection which is delivered over an RJ45. This can also be used for powering the camera via PoE+. There is a HDMI which works at the same time as high bandwidth NDI, and there's also a USB UVC connector. We also have a secondary connector over RJ45 for RS232 control. We have 3.5mm audio inputs and outputs, and a locking power supply connector. On the bottom of the PF120 are standard tripod mounts including a 1/4" 20 and a 3/8" thread for maximum mounting flexibility. There's also an anti-rotation pinhole as well. PF120 is shipping globally through our network of resellers, and for more information on this amazing little camera, just head on over to BirdDog's website.
Hey, and we're back. And you know, I love the camera, but I also want to give a compliment out to the guys at BirdDog for the packaging. This is a nice little slick little box, a cool box. Now, it's got some green in it, so that's going to become invisible with the green screen, and why some of my favorite companies in the industry have decided to use chroma green as their highlight color is a discussion for another day. Back of it shows a nice little grid of, you know, how the unit looks and what it does and stuff, you know, the schematic. So nice little package here, good compliment to the boys over there. And this is the unit again. Now what I want to do is I want to talk about some of the use cases. You know, how can you use a zoom camera, a Z cam, a box cam as we call it? Well, video podcasts, news productions, social media influencers, this is perfect. You want a high quality camera. This camera with that Sony sensor, the video imagery is gorgeous from this thing. You know, I can't show you the lens, but it's kind of silly, but it looks really great. Another great use for it is, let's say you have a cooking show or a product show. You mount the camera looking down or above. It gives you that fixed shot on where you are. And we're going to talk about how we're going to be using this camera a little bit later in the show in our studio. But, you know, that's one of the coolest things you can do. But it's also great for education. You know, you can put it in the classroom, in the back of the classroom. Now, one of the things I think that's really cool about education is we've had some resistance from some schools about putting PTZ cameras in the classroom because the teachers and parents alike are concerned that the pan, tilt, and zoom could allow privacy issues and stuff like that. Well, the beauty of a camera like this is if you mount it properly in the classroom on the ceiling or the back of the room with the throw, you should be able to isolate where the only person on camera is the teacher who's doing what they're doing. And even if you zoom out or zoom in a little bit, you can still keep it cropped right and have it look fantastic. So education is fantastic. And then house of worship, I got to tell you, I've always recommended one static camera for house of worship. I just find that, you know, one of the things with house of worship is 9 out of 10 times the person operating the whole show is what, Adam? A volunteer. It's a guy who's coming to help out. So if you want to do a 3-camera shoot, Well, a PTZ camera, a volunteer working a PTZ camera, you know, while he's doing the show, he could do that with some presets. It's nice to know that there's a Z cam or a box cam in the back of the room or off to the side that's always got that shot of the whole stage, pulpit, altar area, whatever you want to call it. But also, because it's a zoom camera, if you set it up correctly, it can also be one of your zoom-in shots of the preacher to really do a nice job with that, or of your tabernacle, or of your choir, however you want to set it up. But I'm a big fan of this, and I really think, you know, if you're a house of worship looking to get started in a multi-camera setup, this is a phenomenal camera for $12.95, and because it uses the Sony sensors, you're going to get great optical quality even under low lighting or mixed lighting conditions. And we're going to talk about it a little later, because of the BirdDog color tools, it's so easy to match it with your other existing cameras. Okay, we did a product spotlight on this little puppy that I want to show off a little bit. Now, Adam put this clip together. It's a fantastic clip. We're only going to show you, what, about 30 seconds of it, Adam? A minute. So it's a little bit longer clip. I think it's about 2 minutes. So we're just going to show you a minute of highlight. And Adam's really going to focus on the parts that he found were so exciting about this product. So Adam, roll the clip.
The BirdDog PF120 is a perfect box camera for your live streaming production, being built with BirdDog's state-of-the-art custom full NDI silicon chip. This means the PF120 is perfectly compatible with your full NDI workflow, or a fantastic introduction into the world of NDI. Featuring frame rates up to 1080p 60 FPS, a 20x optical zoom, and dual HDMI, USB, and NDI outputs, using its Sony sensor to create vivid and outstanding video quality. Use the PF120 for your Zoom, Teams, or other video conferencing systems camera by using the USB port. The PF120 is easy to set up with just one Ethernet cable, providing power via Power over Ethernet, and IP zooming control with full NDI video, all with low latency. Fully customize your PF120's video by using BirdDog's coloring, exposure, and control features, all found with BirdDog's online UI. Use the BirdDog tally system built into the PF120 to help guide talent and show when your camera is live or on standby. The PF120 is your perfect way to make your content more engaging and bring your story to the next level.
Cool. So, Adam, great job on that clip. I loved how you talked about the different types of connectivity, the color tools, the things that really make this camera special. And you know what? This camera is a new addition to a family of PTZ cameras that we love. So I want to jump into those PTZ cameras and go over it, because I really think if you're getting into a multi-camera solution, maybe you want to put in a BirdDog P100 or a P200 in the mix with this camera, which is great. We use a P100 over here. I absolutely love it. BirdDog cameras, the P100, the P200 are HD, and then if you're going to go 4K, you've got the P400 and the P4K. Now, I want to just mention a little thing about each camera that I love that sets it apart, if I could, Adam. I know this wasn't in the script, but I want to talk about it a little bit. So the P100, what I love about that product is it's got USB, full NDI, and HDMI, so it's very easy to use when you're working with conferencing or other type of features. For the price of $1,600, it's a great value. Nice movement, 10x, not a long throw, but a great camera. The BirdDog P200, it's really our best-selling camera in the space at this level. 30x zoom, 1080p, full NDI, and that Sony sensor just gives you a whole nother level of video quality. Now let's talk about the 4K stuff. P400 is a great under $4,000 4K camera. We've gotten some great traction with that, especially for people who are going to 4K, but still have some HD stuff in the workflow as well, so they're blending it in. And then the big dog camera that I really got to talk about is the BirdDog P4K, because I feel that camera is the closest thing we have to a PTZ cinema type camera. And you know, if you're shooting some high-level films and stuff like that, and you need to work a 4K camera in a tight space where you can't get a cameraman or a picture that's always going to be like a same setting, it's a great thing to consider for your workflow. So that's the BirdDog NDI camera lineup, if we could. Next, I want to talk about their outdoor cameras. These are all-weather outdoor cameras, the A200 and the A300. We've got teams, sports leagues. I talked in the pre-show about hockey. I talked in the pre-show about baseball. There are teams across the country, across the world using this for soccer, baseball, football. You name it, it's out in stadiums. It's in car racing with NASCAR and places like that. So what makes these so cool? The A200 is waterproof. You know, it's a hanging type mount, 30x zoom. The A300 is more on a pedestal, full NDI, a little bit more extreme, weatherproof. They just came out with a Mark II version of the firmware. Now, if you have version 1, you can get a free upgrade to the Mark II firmware, but you have to do that directly through BirdDog because it does involve your unit going back to them in order to flash the firmware for that. It's not something you can do at home at this time, but if you're looking to do that, reach out and contact BirdDog directly, or you can give Adam and us a call. We'll put you through the right people, but that's going to be available. What I really love about the Mark II software is you're going to get the color matrix tools, so you can do all the color correction stuff, and you're going to get cloud control of these devices also. So a great leap forward. Cool the BirdDog guys to be able to give an upgrade path. It does require sending a unit back and getting it reworked, so not rework, but firmware flash. So I understand, you know, you might not want to part with your unit, but when the time comes, call them up, book a thing. If you're doing a summer type league, you know, book it for fall and they'll take care of you. Now, before we get into the next thing that I really love, which is color control, Adam, can you we have a little thing set up. We use this camera, and in Adam's show, we kind of foreshadow what's going on. You know, we have in our set over here, if you could see, we hang a camera up here as part of our show. And we have been using box cameras before. We used a CX-10 before. I am so excited to have this camera now available to be used to put up there. And the reason why is simple. And Adam will vouch for this, is I would complain to Adam constantly that I never felt the color of the overhead camera matched properly with the color and the tone of the rest of the show. And a lot of it had to do with that we're lighting our show for chroma key, and we're not chroma keying what's coming down from the overview. But with the color tools that were available, it took Adam, what, about 5 minutes, and you had this matched perfectly with the P100, and we already have the P100 matched with our Panasonic CX350. So if you're watching our show and you compare this show to some older shows, you'll notice our color quality, our color grading, our color matching is far superior to what it was. And this is really the big reason, is from these color tools that BirdDog now has available across their product line of cameras. So Adam talked about it a little bit in his video. The guys talked about it a little bit in their video. I love these color tools. Here's another video from Dan Mail going into more depth on the BirdDog color tools, which really set, I say it all the time, there's NDI, there's BirdDog 11. There's color tools for PTZ, there's BirdDog 11. They just set the bar higher.
Across the top here, you have a number of different settings. For today, we want to go to the AV settings. So with green, what I can do is go down to the green gain here. And if you have a look at the plants on the image, if I turn the gain up, the gain increases significantly, so the green starts to pop out more. In this particular shot, I'm going to turn up the green gain again and move across to hue. When I move the hue, you can see that color wheel is moving the green towards the blue range or towards the yellow range. By the same token of what I've adjusted the green with, I can adjust the magenta here, so I can increase the amount of color that's being represented on that particular flower.
All right, so BirdDog with these new products, these new announcements. 2 weeks ago, new tech announced NDI 5. We all knew it was coming. We'd heard things about what was in there. We did a show on NDI 5 we were very excited about. I told you in that show we'd have a future show going a little bit more in-depth into a product that BirdDog was coming out with, the first product on the market to fully take advantage of NDI 5, and that is the BirdDog Play. Play is a mini device. I don't have it in my hands. It's about the size of a hockey puck, but it's square, and it allows you to do decoding so that now you can plug that into any network jack on your NDI network, and you can now have output, video output, to hook up to a monitor. So I believe we've got a little, do we have a video to show for that? You know what? We're going to skip. Let's play the video first, then we'll come back to the specs after Dan, because Dan did such a good job with the video.
Well, his is about NDI 5.
Okay, then it's not the video. Yeah, but he talks about his unit. Look, this is why it's live. I had 4 video clips. I confused them. That's on me. Let's talk about what BirdDog Play does. NDI 5 support. It supports full NDI and NDI HX. It supports the new features of NDI Remote and NDI Bridge. It lets you play any NDI source from the network. Super small, pretty, built great, $149. Let's roll the clip of Dan talking about NDI 5.
G'day, I'm Dan from BirdDog. We're really excited to be part of the NDI 5 launch. NDI has been part of our DNA from the very beginning. In fact, from version 1 of NDI, we've been producing products. Being so embedded with NDI means that every generation has been important to us, but NDI version 5 really is a step change in what it can achieve. It allows more efficient processing on various processors, it allows global reach, and also brings to market new types of products. And today, thanks to the power of NDI 5, we're able to announce the BirdDog Play device. This is the world's smallest and lowest cost NDI decoder, supporting high bandwidth NDI as well as NDI HX. It even supports the new NDI Bridge and remote protocols. Thanks to the NDI team and all of the developments that have come in NDI 5, we're really excited about today and into the future.
You know, one of the points I meant to make about this unit, but I forgot to, is this thing is built really rugged. I'm going to tap it so you guys can hear. It's got a nice little heavy feel to it. This is a good solid unit that you know you can mount anywhere. I just want to say the PF100 probably is now my favorite Z cam, box cam, zoom cam, whatever you want to call it. Super great job, guys. Well done. And now let's talk about a software announcement from the guys at BirdDog, and that's BirdDog Cloud Connect. Now, BirdDog is taking NDI not just as something that's built into their cameras and their encoders, but actually as a software that they can use as well. So Cloud Connect is going to be a scalable cloud solution to allow you to hook all NDI devices, BirdDog and non-BirdDog, together. It'll allow you to use different platforms like iPhones, iPads, Androids, Chromebooks, BirdDog Plays, so that now from anywhere to any place, you'll be able to play your video out or bring in cameras, which is super exciting. So one of the things that people are concerned with when you're using the cloud is latency. You've got little to no latency at all. It's perfect for remote editorial workflows. Now think about that, and this is one that I think is really cool. I've talked about this before. When you're a video editor, one of the things you really hate is having the director or the producer standing on top of you while you do your job. Well, now what you could do is have your playback from your timeline be playing through their cloud into either another room in the place or another office, or back in LA when you're in New York. They leave you alone. They can still give you comments and feedbacks, but they're not on top of you. It's also a great way to kind of collaborate with other people to let them see what you're working on. And I think that the BirdDog Cloud and devices like the Play and NDI 5 in general is really going to open up remote editorial workflows that right now are cost prohibitive. You might not be able to get everything you want, but you'll get enough to allow people to collaborate with you. Now, you're also going to have the ability to do PTZ control remotely. You'll be able to work with Wi-Fi and 4G. We're really excited about BirdDog Connect, Cloud Connect. We don't have the finalized pricing yet. We're still waiting on that, but very, very excited. Now, before we end the show, I wanted to have one more topic to carry through. We did a whole show on BirdDog NDI converters. They've got a whole host and series of them at different price ranges and different price points. The Flex In and Flex Out are 4K HDMI encoder and decoders, and the Flex Backpack includes a 6-volt adapter so you could actually power over Ethernet, power another device. The Mini and the Studio, those are their original encoders that do both encoding and decoding. Very exciting. And then they also have their 4K lineup, the 4K HDMI, 4K SDI, and the 4K Quad. The 4K Quad at $19.95, giving you quadruple 4 4K P60 encodes or decodes. Incredible product, incredible value. Like I said, we have a whole show online going in depth into the BirdDog encoders, so I don't want to beat that to death here. I want to thank everyone for tuning into today's show. As usual, this is the part where I say, like us, love us on social media, you know, Facebook, Videoguys.com. We're on Instagram now. We're on Twitter. We go live on YouTube. Please share the love, share our things, like us, share us, whatever you want with the video clips and stuff like that. We're trying to produce a lot of video content that can help you guys, because Tuesdays at 3 p.m. we do our show, Video Guys Live, where we teach you about the stuff we sell, about the products, about the technology. One of the things I want to stress is you can always call us, 800-323-2325, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. We have live people here who not only can help you with the products and pick what you want, but the people you're going to talk to are the very people who produce this show. You're going to talk to Adam, Oliver, or Jen, Oliver or Jen. Our team of video production people are the same people who are our salespeople at Videoguys.com. So thank you very much for tuning into the show. We've got some good shows coming up, very exciting, and let's go Islanders.
Thank you for joining us for this week's Videoguys live webinar. We go live every Tuesday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time to our Facebook and YouTube pages with the latest news on live streaming, video editing, and video storage technology. Join us next week for a great webinar on a brand new live production bundle for houses of worship. Videoguys is available Monday through Friday. Give us a call at 1-800-323-2325. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter and Instagram to stay connected with all of our updates. And you can like us on Facebook. Keep an eye out for our live videos, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.